Electric boards. They're worth checking because often are the most portable kind of transportation, and this one in particular has amazing range and lovely motors inside, called the MaxFind Max4Pro, and promising a lot of fun while riding it. Let's go! Welcome, TechRow channel, I'm Michael, and while electric scooters are my area of expertise, the lack of good balancing skills made me ask for some help by someone with solid experience about commuting with longboards. So you're gonna often see Živko throughout this episode, and I think filming someone else gave me a fresh perspective about a lot of things, many of them in regard to the MaxFind Max4Pro. After Boosted going out of business, looks like there aren't too many options for premium and well-built boards, and there are a couple of Chinese brands that are raising the game to the next level. You've seen last year the video about the Meepo NLS Pro, and this time we're going to focus on the top-end model from MaxFind. In terms of price, there's a pretty good autumn deal, and for around $600 you may be able to ride a comfortably big, crazy fast and decently built electric board. Not only that, but it has a replaceable battery, which means that you can swap it very quickly and drastically extend the range by far. And I'll tell you about that in a few moments. Unboxing the board gave me some good experience, although the hot weather a month ago made it a little tough. The board is well packed, however, I find the NLS Pro box slightly nicer, but what came next in terms of performance made me forget about that pretty quickly. So, we take the board out, then some tools to adjust the angles of operation or fix anything if needed, and the remote, of course. The time between setting up and being able to ride is pretty much equal to 0, but it's always a good idea to charge the battery first. If you dig a bit deeper on MaxFind's website, you're going to realize that the motors, the wheels and the remote are something like a drive kit mounted on a complementary deck. Trying to say that if you have a favorite board in mind, which you believe is better than this one, although that is quite solid, you can of course move the whole kit to another board. And there are all sorts of components that you can buy on top of that. This is my favorite part: remove the screw, get the deck out of your way, and here's the battery. You can purchase these batteries separately. Samsung made cells, which says enough about the quality of the parts used. Besides the standard 4.4 Ah kit, there's a 6.6 Ah 2016 Wh battery kit which fits inside the board, however it costs $80 on top of the original battery. Needless to mention that it ups the game of the range. And also, for safe transportation, you can get yourself such an anti-explosion battery kit, just in case, that easily fits in any backpack. Imagine how cool this would be. You ride, the battery runs out of power, you stop, swap the batteries within a minute, and you're back on track. If you ask me, this gives the Max4Pro a huge competitive advantage. I wish there were more good scooters like this board. Let me feed you with some technical specs. M5 hub motor that can reach 1500 watts. Torque is around 10 Nm in total. Energy recovery electronic brakes. The standard 4.4 Ah battery. 8-layer flex maple deck. Hobbywind ESCs. Up to 26 mph top speed. IP65 waterproof, 96mm 70A wheels, and if most of these specifications sound tough to understand, I could offer a simpler version. Every single piece of that board is designed with passion and precision, and it's planned to be powerful and lasting for a long time. True, I can't confirm for the last statement as it's too early, but given the infrastructure around, yes, we're going to find out about that soon enough. I can find a lot of positive signs for most components, but let's focus on the important. The dual motor, each half providing 5 Nm torque, and that's quite a lot. Lets you climb slopes up to 30 degrees. If we compare to scooters, only the most powerful ones can actually do that. The MaxFind Max4Pro felt as if it is going on a flat road when we were going up hills. The responsiveness is simply amazing. Also, the trucks seem to be super durable, 10.6 inches wide, CNC precision machined with new bushing seed and scratch-resistant coating. Okay, enough praising, and as usual at the end I'm going to show you a list with things that could be improved, but not really much to make better in the riding compartment. Let me first show you the remote. Pretty easy to use, maybe the only part you can't say wow about, because it somehow looks too basic. It communicates via 2.4 GHz radio frequency. The connection seems to be solid because of the excellent responsiveness to commands. pretty sure to that contributes the decent CPU controlling the motors. You can see the mode indicator. There are 4 different modes. Modes 1 and 2 are suitable for beginners and for people that prefer to play it safe in terms of speeds because they provide 10 and 20% of the motor's capacity respectively, and sure, the range when using either of them will be much greater. Modes 3 and 4 are for more advanced riders. Make sure to be well prepared about what's coming with them because they unlock the motor's potential. While with mode 3 you go as high as 80% of the torque and the speed, the 4th mode has absolutely no limits. Having protective gear is strongly recommended no matter the mode, but I think it's a must with modes 3 and 4, and please make sure to follow this advice, because the maximum speed is around 26 miles per hour, easily achievable, and the motor is very flexible and very responsive. Stability feels good even at higher speeds, the wheels are rather big and seem to be great balance for comfortable and smooth riding, and are also designed in a way to be service-friendly. There are 5 screws that you need to unscrew with the tools provided, and that gives you access to the wheels parts, so if they wear off, new tire costs around $25 and are pretty easy to replace. Now, we spoke about the comfortable feeling while riding, but a few more words about the real-life experience, because it's all that matters. It's actually up to par with the expectations. The board seems to handle roads pretty well, and if the surface is flat, you won't have any troubles. Riding on grainy roads is also possible, however not recommended, and I strongly recommend avoiding high speeds and such. The range seems to be pretty decent, and the prescribed up to 15 miles are quite realistic with moderate speeds. If you go faster and if you do a lot of uphill riding, of course the range is going to suffer a lot. But we've already seen how tempting the idea of buying an extra battery pack is. One more note, the lower the battery level, the weaker the braking system, so be careful and avoiding riding at fast speeds at close to empty battery. To sum things up, very easy to handle, with solid performance and quite fun, of course, saying all that based on Živko's feedback and my observations while watching a few different people riding it. Now, switching to the improvement suggestions, because there rarely are just perfect devices. For instance, this remote control could have been slightly better looking and more ergonomic. If MaxFind could add a Bluetooth module, would be great to see a smartphone app allowing fine-tuning for each of the modes and putting custom speed limits. And maybe a little more detailed user guide would come handy. But without any doubt, the pack is amazing. Reasonable range, options for fast speeds, smooth riding and such a good quality of every single detail, and that replaceable battery, which is such a precious feature. All of that makes the Max4 Pro truly enjoyable and totally worth considering, and represents something like a flagship killer. So if you find the price too steep, make sure to see some of the other mid-range models by MaxFind because, while not so impressive, they also offer amazing price-quality ratio. Well, I wish there were such good surprises more often and recently hope that you've enjoyed the last few minutes. Big thanks to Živko for featuring in this episode and his fantastic work and help here. And a big thanks to you for watching this video on my channel. If that was helpful, please give us a like. Subscribing and sharing would be even better. And if you want to order your new MaxFind Max4 Pro electric board at even better price, make sure to take a look at the video description for a link and the best price I found for you. That's been it. Take good care of yourself, ride safely, and looking forward to seeing you in the next episodes. Bye!